Shalom, shalom, Israel, shalom. It's your brother Joshua back with another quick coffee break and a quick exhortation for the brothers and sisters in the truth. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushai. And I also want to say happy Hanukkah, or Feast of Dedication, to the 12 tribes scattered worldwide, right? I wanted to come to you this morning to give you a quick exhortation on, looking back at yourself and how you were then opposed to where you are now, right? Where you were in your former days and where the Lord is taking you now, right? And I don't want you to stroll back on memory lane and start reminiscing, on the glory days or what you used to do and start, staring off in the distance and, wishing you were there once again, and how you used to do your thing, man, things of that nature. I encourage you to look back at the times where you struggled in the flesh and you struggled not knowing who the Most High was. Back when your dark ages, back when you were a worldly, sinful, wicked man or woman, and how the Lord loved you then as well and brought you out of that, and gave you your mercy, and allowed you to come and partake in a taste of what the kingdom could be, right? And what individual you could possibly be by walking in the ways of the Most High and how he works and truly being able to get to know him, right, in these last days, and how blessed you are to be walking in the truth, because right now the world is waking up, opening up presents, bowing down to a tree god, opening up presents and gifts and, showering their children with sacrifices that were given to, Nimrod, Tammuz, sun god, things of that nature, man. Being in wickedness and foolishness and, planning to go over grandma or auntie's house, and eat chitlins and ham and all type of madness, man. Collect all the peppermints off the tree, the candy canes and everything, and just full of madness today, full of that la 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 la, fa la 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 spirit, man. And not knowing that they are in wickedness, but you having a chance to come out of that darkness, man, to see the marvelous light of the Lord. You having a chance to be able to separate from this world and know what it means to serve the Most High, right? And what things are waiting for you, right, in the latter times, man, if you endure, if you keep the patience, if you continue to walk after Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and keep his commandments, right? So the Lord gave you his light. He gave you his spirit and allowed you to wake up and see the world for what it truly is and what you should do to avoid it, right? Let's get a precept. Go to the book of Ezekiel. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 16, and verse number 4, and it reads, "And as for the nativity, in the day that thou was born, thy navel was not cut, neither was thou washed in water to supply thee. Thou wast not salted at all, nor swaddled at all." Right? Because the day you was born, man, you was just in darkness. You was born in sinful wickedness, man. Right? And nobody, washed you, gave you the living water, showed you the example of the Lord. None of those things, man. And it says, "None eye pitied thee to do any of these unto thee, to have compassion upon thee, but thou wast cast out in the open field, to loathing of thy person in that day that was born." So when you was born and you came into this world, nobody gave you the truth. Nobody really showed you who the Most High was or what you should do to serve him. So you were just cast out into darkness, man. Just to loathe and do whatever you was, wanted to do, man. Or what you thought was pleasing to the Lord. Or just pleasing your flesh. You had no idea. In verse 6 it says, and when I passed by thee and saw thee polluted in thine own blood, I said unto thee, when thou was in thy blood, live. Yea, I said unto thee, when thou was in thy blood, live. So the Lord seen you in all this wickedness, man. The Lord seen you polluted in sin and unrighteousness and full of madness and things of that nature, man. Death soon to approach you, man, because of your sins. And the Lord said, when I seen you in all of that blood, man, I came and I washed you. I told you to live. I gave you my spirit. And I renewed you, right? I prepared you for me and brought you nigh unto me, man, and gave you my mercy and my love, right? And that's what we got to understand and we got to realize is that despite all the foolishness and the wickedness and the things that we grew up in, our family customs, traditions, the sin we partook in, whether we were fornicators, man, druggies, whatever it was, man, the Lord saw fit to pass by and show you his mercy and his love and give you a chance to come out of that stuff, right? He gave you a chance to wake up and crawl out of that grave that you were in, man, and be resuscitated back to life. And this is what the Most High done for you. And this is what you have to take to mind, to heart, to know that the Lord had mercy on you even when you were in your wickedness, man. And that's the most beautiful thing that could ever be done, that the Most High did. So you, as a man or woman of the Most High, cannot be looking back in time, getting in that so-called quote-unquote time machine, man, and remembering the old you, man. Remembering that cat you used to be, man. How you used to run around, the name you used to have, right? The influence and the things that you used to do, man. You got to get away from that wickedness, man. That mindset, that reminiscent spirit, man. You got to get rid of that and throw it in the trash. And know that what you got going on now, yeah, it may be hard to, focus and stay sturdy and walk through that narrow path, man. But the Lord told you that when you come to serve me, you got to prepare your soul for temptation, man. Through much tribulation, you're going to enter to the kingdom. It may be a little harder, but guess what? It's all worth it at the end. Those former days are not who you are or who you're supposed to be. So you shouldn't want to yearn to go back to be that individual, man. Right? Let me get this precept in Ecclesiastes real quick. All right? Check this out. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse number 10. And it reads, say not thou what is the cause that the former days were better than these? For thou doest not inquire wisely concerning this. So the Lord said, don't say what the cause of the former days were better than these. What caused those former days to be better than what you got now? Just because maybe you had money, you was working that super job that you had to work on the Sabbath day and you was getting that extra overtime, big money, man, and you missed that. Or the drugs you was selling and all the women that was chasing, man, and things of that nature, the big time glory days. The Lord said, don't say what caused those days to be better than what you have now, man. Right? Because all that is vanity, man. It's madness. It's foolishness. Right? All of that is vanity. Right? And it says, reading again, say not thou, what is the cause that the former days were better than these? For thou doest not inquire wisely concerning this. So it's not a wise decision to be going back into that hey man, yo, I was this and I was that, and I was better off then than I am now, man. That's wicked, right? It's not a wise decision to be sitting back and taking yourself down memory lane, man. It's really not. Because you entertain that thought too much. You entertain that spirit too much. You'll find yourself slowly sliding backwards, man. Slowly sliding backwards instead of sliding toward the kingdom. Sliding toward the light, man. Right? Sliding toward Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. You'll slide right back into darkness, and then you'll be caught back up into that old man again, that old world again, where you're so, stuck on. You want to remember how you were, how you used to move, right? The swag you had, man, the spirit you had, right? The Lord said, look, he gonna give you whatever you like, man. Life or death, whatever it is, man. He's gonna give you that. So if you want to keep entertaining that thing, man, then, hey, the Lord is gonna give you that. That's why the Lord said, hey, man, remember that time before you was illuminated, man, how you were. Before you were given that light and woken up, how you were in obscure darkness and how you was walking around trying to find that light, man. You was dabbling in this religion, that religion. You was watching sci-fi and thinking about, vast universes and planets and how your ancestors came from this planet and that planet. This got to be true and all that type of stuff, man. Bugged out there, man. Full of foolishness. But now you know the one true truth. Right? You have the light of the Lord, man, which is the commandments, man. You have that lamp guiding you through a dark, dark place, man. Right? Let's get another precept. Let's go to Hebrews real quick. The book of Hebrews, right? Hebrews chapter 10 and verse number 32. I'm gonna start at verse 32. It says, but call to remembrance the former days, in which after ye were illuminated, ye endured a great fight of affliction, man. Right? You became that laughing stock, that gazing, stick that people were looking at like, man, who this cat think he is now, right? And it says, partly which ye were made a gazing stock, both by reproaches and afflictions, and partly which ye become companions of them that were so used. For ye had compassion of me in my bonds, and took joyfully the spoiling of your goods, knowing in yourselves that ye have in heaven a better and enduring substance. So now you know. And that's how you feel and understand that, hey, man, in that time, I didn't have anything. I had nothing at all. But the Lord saw me in my bonds. He saw me in distresses, man, how I was tied up in darkness, right? And the Lord seen me and took me out of that and allowed me to see that I have a better enduring substance in heaven than I do now in this world, man, right? That I know that I have a place that's everlasting for me, peace, right? Spiritual, heavenly treasures rather than what I have now. And it says, cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which have great recompense of reward. So don't worry about what you had then or who you were, man. Don't cast away the confidence that you have walking in this truth, man. Keep your chest stuck out and face forward, man, to that narrow path, right? Because your reward is a lot greater than what you have now. And it says, for ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of Yahweh, ye might receive the promise, man. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come, and will not tarry. Now the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. You see that? You got to have faith. You got to believe that these things are going to come to pass, man. That you're not just walking in it's true for nothing, man. That these former days are not better than what you have now. It's far more better to be in the house of mourning than to be in the house of mirth. Right now, they're in the house of mirth, those that are in the world. tearing through them presents, man, pulling down stockings off of the daggum chimney, man, right? Eating the apples and the oranges and, you know, crushing the nuts, man, and got the toy soldiers wound up walking across the floor in the video games, man. Mother's pie in the kitchen, in the stove cooking, you smelling the daggum turkey and the ham, man. Those days are wicked, man. Throw those behind you. Because when you start reminiscing and want to go back to that, and you draw back to that, the Lord doesn't have pleasure in you anymore, man. When your soul draws back into that wickedness, man, because you were a poor, wretched man in those days and you didn't even know it, man. You had nothing. All these things are nothing but dunghills, man. Madness, vanity. It goes for naught, and it will be burnt up soon. Right? The Lord said, look, he can take you from that low estate and raise you up, man, and make you rich beyond measure if you just have patience with him. Right? Let's get that classic real quick in the book of 1 Samuel, right? Real quick. It's the book of 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse number 7, and it reads, the Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. He raiseth up the poor out of the dust, and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them among princes, and to make them to inherit the throne of glory. For the pillar of the earth is the Lord's, and he set the world upon them. So the Lord is the one that gives you poverty and riches. So then when you were in your poverty, the Lord saw fit to pick you up out of that lower state, the dust that you were in, to give you the spiritual riches that you don't even deserve, man. But the Lord had mercy and compassion on you to allow you to do that, man. To allow you to receive that riches, man. That love, that confidence that you had, man. In the world, he's going to root all those wicked thoughts and madness out, man. And he's going to give you peaceful, pleasing thoughts, man. And essentially, peaceful and pleasing nature in the kingdom, man. Soon to come, if you endure this thing, man. If you do not draw back into wickedness. If you do not continue to strive in that reminiscent spirit. If you do not look back and say, hey, man, the former days were better than what I have now, man. Right? The Lord is telling you to let that spirit go and look what you have ahead of you. And that's the key. Right? Watch this. Let's go to Philippians, man. Right? Let's go to Philippians. Right? The book of Philippians. Right? Chapter 3. Salakia, let me get there. Philippians chapter 3 and verse number, I'm going to start at verse number 13. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse number 12. And it reads, not as though I had already attained, either were already perfect, but I follow after that I may obtain. Or Salakia, it says, but I follow after if that I have made apprehended, that for which also I am apprehended of a Mashiach. Brethren, I count not myself to apprehend it, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forth unto those things which are before, man. And that's what we got to be doing, is forgetting what is behind, the past. Right? That's why they call it the past. What's behind you, because those things are past. You passed that by. Right? You're growing, getting older. Right? Supposed to be growing in the spirit, in knowledge and wisdom, understanding, and growing closer to the Most High. Right? It says, I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forth unto those things which are before. I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of Yahweh in a Mashiach Yahweh Shai, man. So that's what you're supposed to be doing, is pressing towards the mark, man, and looking for that eternal love, man, and rest in the Lord, man. That eternal prize. that salvation at the end of the day from this wicked world. Nothing in Esau's world is worth giving up your salvation for, man. Wishing that you were back in the day, because a lot of us my age, we often talk about, man, the 90s was them good old days, man. Back in the 80s, back in the 90s, man. Hey, I used to do this, I used to do that. But forgetting, in those days, we didn't know Yahweh, man. We didn't know Yahweh Shai. In those days, yeah, we may have thought that it was fun because we was around family and all the things that we seen and we partook in and things of that nature, man, as children. And, you know, we thought those things were fun, but that's all vanity, man. All the entertainment, all that type of stuff, that stuff was vanity. It means nothing. We did not know the Lord, man. We were in our blood then. We were just cast out in utter darkness, man, wandering aimlessly, doing what we wanted to do, man. Blind, wicked children, man. Young people that had no understanding. We have to get out of that reminiscent spirit, man. And stop having those old former conversations that we used to have, man, because it means nothing. And remember what we have to do now to get salvation from the Lord, man. To get out of this place. You have to literally be tired of serving your slave master. You have to literally be tired of working constantly, man. Being sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's the spirit you should have, man. You should want to gain more knowledge and understanding of how to, you know, draw closer to your Lord, man. To be able to get out of this place, man, and have that everlasting peace. Right, let's get a precept real quick. Let's go to Ephesians, man. Right. Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 22, man. It says that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, man. So the Lord said, put off the former conversation, that old man that you used to be, man. Stop talking about that. Stop entertaining that spirit, right? It says, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, man. Renew your move, right? Look, Satan trying to mess up the video, but we still going. Nevertheless, all praise to the Most High. Right? It says, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man, which after Yahweh is created in righteousness and true holiness, man. And that's what you're supposed to be doing. Putting on that new man that was built after the Lord, that was molded and shaped after following the Lord, becoming that soldier in Yahweh's army, man. That's the conversation you should be having. What should I do to please the Lord? How much more harder should I be going to please Yahweh, man? How can I grow? How can I get more wiser? Right? How can I obtain more of the Lord's Spirit? How can I continue to, you know, shape and mold myself and my family in this truth? Those are the things you should be having a conversation about, instead of that former old man that you used to be. That's what you should be speaking about. Don't forget the things that the Lord has given to you, man. Because once you forget that and you turn your mind away from the Lord, everything is going to be stripped from you, man. And it's not always about you. The gifts that you were given is not just for you, it's for your brethren as well, man. Those that are still in the world, those that are still dwelling in darkness, that don't know any better. Your job and task now is to lift up your brothers out of that dust, man, out of that dunghill, man, and cause them to sit among princes. All right, let's get there real quick, man. 1 Timothy, let's go to classic, man. 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse number 13. It says, till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy with the laying on of the presbytery, right? Meditate upon these things. Give thyself wholly to them. that thy profiting may appear to all. Take heed unto thyself and to the doctrine. Continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee, man. So that's what you want to be doing. Giving heed to what you were given. Don't neglect the gift that was given to you, man. Because the Lord giveth, and he'll take it away. If you do not want to use it, the Lord will give it to you, and he'll take it away from you. Right? So you should be happy, man. And remember the time that the Lord woke you up out of that darkness, man. And praise the Lord for that. That you have been woken up out of the dust. And you become a living man. You living with Christ now. Right? You've risen out of death. And you've passed into life. And that's the conversation you should be having now. Let's get one more. Let's go to Ephesians. Right? Let's get one more. Let's go to Ephesians chapter 2. Right? This is the book of Ephesians chapter 2. And I'm going to start from the top. And it reads, and you hath he quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sins, wherein in time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in you, the children of disobedience, man. Right? Because you used to be a disobedient, wicked, nasty individual in the world, man. Right? Full of lust and trespasses, man. And it says, among who also we all had our conversation in times past, in the lusts of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others, man. So by nature you were born into that wickedness, and you were the children of wrath, man. Destined to be destroyed through your sins until the Lord gave you his mercy and woke you up, man. It says, but Yahweh, who was rich in mercy, for his great love wherewith he loved us, even when we were dead in sins, have quickened us together with a Mashiach. By grace ye are saved, man. So you got to remember that the Lord saw you in your blood, in your sins, and your trespasses, man. And he saw fit in something in you to wake you up and give you the chance to come serve him. So put off that former conversation, man, that old wicked man, and move forward and keep serving the Lord and have patience, because that peace is coming if you believe it. The reward is soon if you believe it, if you want it. Right? So take heed to the precepts, man. Right? Take heed to that warning to put that old man away. Right? And live for the Lord in these last days. And I hope it was edifying. Giving all honor and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man. And saying Shalom.